Welcome to another episode of Tactical Tuesday, where we are continuing the clash at Borosovka. We have Russian tanks, acquisition, primed on those Panzer IVs, ready to pop them off. Hopefully we'll be able to kill those tanks this turn. What you will see during the game, snippets on the screen will pop up, charts will pop up on the screen. These are charts that were adapted from Neil Euland's SK charts that he made specifically for SK. I think they are absolutely fantastic. You need to check them out. They're either on the Facebook server. If you can't find them there, come to the ASL Skills Discord server. They will be there. If not, join the Skills Discord server. The link will be in the description below. So, with those charts, you can follow along. Watch us as you're learning. Learn the hit charts. Learn the modifiers, the ranges, the ammo types, the movement points, all that stuff. Great charts. Can't say enough about them. Now, in continuing the game, we're again learning the different things. I encourage you to increase the speed to 1.5 to 2 to enjoy it at a faster rate. That way you don't have to play exactly along with us. When you see a spot that you're interested in learning more about, slow it back down to 1. We'll catch you at the end. Enjoy the episode. We're up and running, gentlemen. You may resync with me. Wow. That was pretty crazy. Okay, so we've got Russians, turn 2, rally phase. We have no broken or shocked units. So there we go. So in rally phase comes and goes, because we don't have any rallying to do. Prep fire phase. Since the motion guys will have an extremely difficult time to hit anything, I'm going to forego prep firing my tanks.
Well, remember, actually, the rule is tanks in motion cannot prep fire anyway.
Right. Well, yeah. Right. Well, they'll go to they'll fire in the. Well, I think if they fire, they'll have to end their movement anyway, right?
No, they cannot. They're in motion. They cannot fire during the prep fire phase.
Okay.
Yeah. So an in motion vehicle has to pass the prep fire phase, go into the movement phase, has to expend at least one movement point to stop. Yeah. Then they can fire.
Right. Right. So
but then they suffer all the bounding fire penalties, then, right?
That would be yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Essentially, they'll be bounding fire regardless. They just won't have the motion penalties. So the motion, for the most part, the motion penalties will never apply during your turn, because if you're moving, then you're just going to be subject to moving penalties, right? You're not going to have the doubling of the lower die roll until the motion marker comes on you, right? That doesn't come on you until after you've stopped after your movement phase is over, is when you put the motion counter on it. Pretty much the only time your motion penalties will apply is when you defensive fire on the enemy, because Mark says you can't prep fire them, so those penalties won't apply in the prep fire phase because you can't fire. They'll only apply during your opponent's turn, during his defensive fire phase. Because
no, because all right, so if during the movement phase you as the tank, you are still in the process of moving, you haven't expended a stop MP,
right,
and fire, then you are still in motion. You still have to double the lower die.
Right. But if you start moving, then you stop, then you can essentially you're eliminating the counter.
Yes.
You're not
right.
Yeah. You're
stop,
not. Yeah.
Fire, and you don't have to double the lower die.
Right.
Yes, that is. Yes.
Right. So
right.
you can eliminate that in your movement phase, but in the other fire phases, you're pretty much screwed. So.
But you still have to take the bounding fire.
Yeah, bounding, which is about half. It's the doubling of the lower die rolls, which kills you.
You skip the doubling the lower die, but you still have to take the case 14 penalties.
That's it. Of course, if you roll ones, then it's really not going to be that much of a difference, especially against other tanks.
Right.
So
there you go.
All right, John, you watched the scenario last week. Both of your tanks have acquisition on 2 of the Panzers. So I'm done with, all of us are done with our prep fire. Your 2 tanks are the only ones that may prep fire. And remember, you got
Okay. I'm gonna prep fire the one at G8 right here against this one right here. It's basically the same math as last time, except I'm going to be using AP rather than APCR this time. Line of sight goes through, let's see, I think one
Should go through the one hindrance.
one hindrance for the out of season orchard.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got a +1 there. Base 2 hit is an 8 vehicle target type. So
Where's my little chart thing? Oh.
Yep.
So you've got the modifiers are the hindrance, right? Acquisition.
Yep. +1 for the hindrance, -1 for the acquisition, +1 for buttoned up.
Right. Nobody's moving. Everybody stopped. So all those
Okay.
moving modifiers are out the door, and that's essentially the only modifiers we have to hit. So just
so
+1.
I'm at 8 +1 right now.
Right.
Okay. Rolling 2 hit.
A 4 will
I
hit.
get a hit, and it's a hull hit. Looks like.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got a hull hit, and on the Panzer IV, that is a
We're up to 6 armor.
Yep, 6. So I've got a 13. So I need a 7 to kill.
Well, 7 will equal your to kill number. So hopefully you'll roll your 7, then something interesting might happen. A 10,
And I don't.
nothing happens. But, so what happens to your acquisition marker?
It goes to 2.
Okay, what can you now do?
I can track that thing.
No, what else could you do?
Intensive fire.
Correct. Because you have 2 acquisitions on that particular tank, it might be his last shot.
I'll give it a whirl.
So what would you need to hit in this case?
An 8.
Right?
No, 6. 6.
Okay, right? Because we've got the same modifiers as before.
Yeah.
+1 button up, +1 hindrance, right? Intensifier +2, so it's +4 to hit. Because the counter has it right on it, which is great. Breakdown is decreased, which is bad, but we might die anyway. And we have a -2 acquisition, so we're essentially 1 less likely to hit. So you need a 7 to hit last time, we need a 6 to hit this time.
Okay. Rolling 2 hit.
And that will hit.
And I got a hull hit again. So, in nothing. Okay.
Now hold on.
Let's,
What was it to kill? To kill rolls an 8.
7.
Right? Look at your AFE destruction table.
Okay.
Okay, everyone take a look at your AFE destruction table. The final effects dice roll was what compared to the to kill die roll? To kill number. To kill number was 7. We rolled an 8, correct?
Yes.
So look at the first column on final effects die roll on the bottom. What do you see?
Non-HE is 1 greater than final TK.
Okay.
Possible shock.
Right. So
possible
that
shock.
right. So we got a possible shock on this gentleman. So he needs to take a normal morale check. If he fails a morale check, then he is considered shocked. So even if you miss by 1 the kill, you can still affect him.
That's cool. Okay.
Ah, Mark screwed us over.
Passes.
Now, the question comes: is the 8 was the to kill on the collateral? I don't know if they have the AP collateral damage effect. Well, it doesn't really matter per se with the AP, because if your AP is low enough to affect him, then he's going to die.
Yeah.
So
So it would have been it's a 2. Yeah. So it's a 2 attack. So that would be both a 12 and a 10 on the 2. So it's
Yeah.
no effect.
So, and that's where the HE makes a difference in that sort of aspect, where the HE, even though you can roll something moderate, it will still land on the chart. But as your AP equivalency is really bad, your AP pretty much has to kill the tank. It's really not going to affect anybody else in the area, unless you need like a 1 to kill and you roll 3, then, you know, but that's, come on. So he intensive fired, and now you have another vehicle, and he has acquired the tank on the bottom.
Yeah.
He has acquired the tank on the bottom there. Let me label him. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Okay, shots from G6 to V9. Range is 15. Base 2 hit is 8. I have a 1 acquisition. My tank is buttoned up. No hindrances. I think it's a flat 8.
Right, so those are wash.
So this is the 2 hit roll. Got a hit.
On the turret?
And white over red, hitting the head. You're right, on the turret. So that's going to be a 6. So that's going to be, I need a 7 or less for a kill.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
So his act goes up. Same situation applies. You've essentially got potentially 4 shots coming on those 2 or 3 tanks over there. Yeah, that might be your only option.
I'm going to do it. So this is going to be a 7-2 hit, if I remember math correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a 7 to hit.
All right.
No hit.
And what else do you have on those vehicles?
Excuse me?
What else do you have on those vehicles that you can use?
Machine guns.
Correct. Machine guns.
He is crew exposed.
Yep.
Range is 15. So go with the last one I just did. So that'll be both in the covered. Wait a minute. What's range on bow machine guns is 8, correct?
Correct. So your total firepower would be 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9,
Why 3?
If you combine them, it would be 3. Because there's 2 firepower for your coaxial. Because your 4 would be halved because it's out of range as well.
I thought that was 16 for the coax.
No, coax
12.
is 12.
12.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so 3. I understand that. Okay.
So I was just looking to see if you had another target for your bow machine gun, but the Tiger is out of range of the bow machine gun. Yeah. So,
well, except in theory, both bows. I mean, the bows are, I think, close enough to this guy, so you could take like a couple of 1 shots. You know, you could take a couple 1 shots on this guy, and then take a couple 2 shots on that guy.
Right, but the coaxial machine gun, if he manages to stay alive, he'll lose his acquisition on the bottom unit.
Oh, well, there is that too. Yes.
Yeah.
You are.
So
yeah, you have to fire at the same target. You're right.
So yeah, you definitely want to maximize. Well, again, he can miss just like we do, but if he hits, it's gonna hurt. So yeah, you still have machine guns from both tanks that you can use on your respective targets.
Okay, I'll be using both machine guns on the. Let's see.
It's super low. 2+2.
Okay, yeah. 2+2. That's on the IFT, correct?
Correct.
Nothing.
All right.
And the bottom one, it's going to be the bow machine gun is just totally out of range, isn't it? Because it's range was 18, and this would be 16 would be max range for that.
Well, the bow machine gun from G8 G8 down here. This is 15 hexes to here. It's going to be a 1-up-3. You could roll Snake Eyes. I mean, you've got nothing else to fire, and your bow machine can your bow machine gun is out of range for that guy, right? That's how much that's.
Right. That's what I was talking about. Right. So the
Okay,
bottom.
got it. Yeah.
That's going to be
I hear
half
you.
firepower, though, right? That's 17. So that'd be a 2+3 shot over here.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what's going on over there too,
So,
and nothing.
All right,
So-
missed by 1. Not bad, not bad. Okay. All right, so that's it for our prep fire, I guess, because we're all motioned and everything. So we're going to go on to our movement phase. Let's see. He's targeted first. Those guys are targeted first. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right. Who wants to move? Does anyone want to move first?
I'll try.
Okay. You've got the motion guy down below. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the only guy I'm going to be attempting to move here.
All right.
So, 1, 2. Let me see if I can. Okay, what happened here? Two, 3, changing CA.
All right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and stop on 17.
Okay.
All right. And again, I'll be a stickler.
Thank you.
Yes. Technically, you have to expend. You're moving I8. When you move into J8, you say I'm expending 16 to go there. Then you can stop at 17.
Okay, my mistake.
Right.
So given that, now let me back it up one. Was I in J7 or I'm on a
Or an I8, right? So at that point, you'd say, all right, I'm going to expend. At that point, I guess you were at 7 or at 8 at that point. I'm not exactly sure. There's
Right.
a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it was 6 there.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So 6, and so then you would announce. So when you move into J8, you'd say 16.
Right. 10 MP, 16.
Okay.
10 MP. And then you'd say
Okay,
stop.
so given that, does anybody want to take a shot with me at I8?
Well, all right, yeah.
I'm gonna pass.
All right, that's okay.
I only want to shoot at the tanks that have already got acquisition on mine.
All right, cool.
Okay. Yeah, but that means that we still have. Right. I'm probably right. So my Panther. Yeah, that'd be nice. My Panzer IV. Yeah, he's going to fire at the target that he's got acquired. And my Tiger is waiting to pounce, and he's not going to pounce at this guy because of questionable line of sight. How about and obviously my other Panzer IV is way off in the distance. He doesn't have a line of sight. So the question would be is whether either of these two vehicles want to fire.
So my thinking here is the Tiger probably doesn't want to because I'm not worried about him as a moving target. And I'm not sure if this building is going to be a line of probably not a line of sight problem. I think I'm going to shoot at the stationary targets and let this guy move.
Okay. The one thing that you do want to be, if you did fire on this guy, you would have to worry about your Tiger tank being a hindrance.
True. Yeah, that's correct.
That is something to,
That's a good point.
Yep. So, Oh, all right. So yeah. So I guess you're free to finish your move into J8 and stop for 17.
Good deal.
Okay. I've completed my move to J8. I am stopped. And who's next?
So what can you do then, John?
I'm going to say, oh,
Can you fire?
yes, I can. I can do a bounding first fire shot. And I'm going to go after that one right there.
Okay.
It's going to be infinitesimal, so nothing. But I do get an acquisition.
Oh, no acquisition on bounding shots, John.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
That's okay. That's okay. But you can fire your machine guns as well.
I thought that's what that was. Oh, okay, but that's okay. All right.
And you can fire
No,
your machine.
no further actions at this time.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Anybody else wants to move their tank next? Okay. I'll move my guys. Top unit, see 17. He's got that covered, so we're going to do this. We're going to go 1. And this motion here is gone. 2 to 3 to W8.
That's right. That's brush, right?
Yeah. Yep.
2 MP. Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, and then half MP, which would be 8.5, be 14.5 right there. So what do we do then, gentlemen?
Bog check.
Bog check. Bog column. So, looking at your bog check status, we're looking at a dice roll plus a dice roll modifier. So what modifiers will I have in that bog check?
You are a low ground pressure vehicle because of your box up in the upper left corner.
Correct.
So you're either normal or high, so you don't have to add those.
Correct.
You do have to add +3 because you are entering woods or building at half MP.
Correct. So if I entered it at full MP, what modifiers would I have?
You would have no modifiers.
No modifiers. So if I started adjacent in T9, and if I expended a start MP and expended all to go in S10, that would still nullify the entering woods at half MP. That's considered all, even the start, move, stop, or motion. I guess you could stop. I think you could consider yourself stopped as well. But even though you're expending 1 movement point to start here, and you have 16, technically it's not all, but that's all. That would be the move that you would need to make in order to avoid the +3 modifier. So I would need to roll a 9 to not bog, or less than 9, correct?
Well, less than 9, right?
Okay.
Yep.
An 8, so I'm not bogged, and I'm right there. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14.5, 15.5. And we are going to turn our turret at 15.5, and then we're going to stop for 16.5.
Stu, I missed something. Where did we get the half?
Because I had to expend half of my movement factors or movement points going into S10. Since I have 17 movement points,
Got it.
it'll be 8.5.
Okay.
You got to keep the fractions, because I could have potentially gotten on the road and used that half for one more hex.
Okay.
So unfortunately, there are no trail breaks, so the other vehicle may have to just kind of like suck it up.
Yeah, there's no trail breaks in starter kit.
Yeah, so I don't really want to take that shot from that guy, but that's going to be a clear LOS to that location. I don't want to move there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and half. 8 would be 15.
15 and a half.
And he will bog. No, he's got 16.
Oh,
So
he's got 6.
Yeah,
Right,
straight up
yeah.
8. So he will bog on the dice roll of 11.
And he was not, and he was normal ground pressure, not
Right.
low.
Yeah, because
So,
if you look at the counter, he doesn't have the little box that the 17 does. Oh, hold on. He doesn't have the box that the 17 does. Right here. He has nothing there, so it's normal, so it'd be a +1. So he had a +4 total. I would have needed to roll a 7 or less to get rid of that. But that's fine. That's the choice that I made. My guys are up there. And neither of them are in motion. When you bog, you expend all the rest of your movement points if you bog. If you immobilize, you still have your movement points left over. So if I were immobile for whatever reason, I would still have other movement points to expend by dropping smoke or whatever I would be able to use my movement points for. But bog, you end your movement.
Yep. You
And,
smash and congratulations.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
But we got through. So kind of high risk, but hey, that's what we're here for. All right, gentlemen, we got the five guinea pigs in the middle. Or you know what? I'll take these 2, and you take these 3.
That sounds better. Okay.
All right, so he's got an acquisition from that guy.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No.
So what would you want to do with him, John, to really screw up his acquisition?
I want to get behind that building.
And this is A. I think your A is your tiger, right, Mark?
No, this
No,
is
that's from down south.
Yeah, that's my acquisition. But if he goes to N3, that line of sight will be blocked because I remember how close it was to get to M3.
Right, that's right. Yeah, so what you want to do here, John, is you want to go to N3.
Mm-hmm.
His acquisition will stay into M3. He will not lose acquisition, but it will stay in M3. So if anybody else moves on a hex, he could pick him up. And then what benefit does that give you, especially against other tanks that are in your LOS right now? When you move to N3, so you leave his LOS, right?
Yeah.
So you could do a number of things. If you want to try to engage, you could then enter another location in which you could fire upon another unit. Or essentially what I'm thinking is, if you go here, if you want to just move around or move away, if you want to move here, then you want to move back over here. Move to N3, you're out of line of sight of everybody. Then you could turn your tank and then go CE, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go CE, is that B? Yeah. If you go CE, then you could use the road movement rate. And then you could then go back the other direction. And that would be 1 movement point right there. So tell me what happens if he decides to fire upon you into M3, just for an example. So you go to N3, then you go to M3 at half a movement point. What are the modifiers for this guy here on that unit?
Wow. Obviously going to be.
And anybody can chime in on this too, but we'll go through it. So what would be the advantage of doing that? So you're looking at target based, because he's going to fire on us. He hasn't changed, but his target has changed. So all you would really need to do is look at the target base to hit dice roll modifiers.
It's going to be a +4 modifier, case 24, because it's less than 1 movement point in the fire's LOS.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. That's kind of what you kind of want to try to take advantage of. Whether you go here, whether you go that location, or you pop in here, and then let's say you want to pop out this direction and get behind this woods or something like that, right? Because when you pop out here, then the tiger in the back right, top right, will then have the same modifiers against you.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if you go the half movement factor, then you can like zip like 1, that's 2, and that would be 3. So the best he's going to get is a 2 movement points in his LOS for this particular unit. Guys over here, this guy might have the same thing, but if you end your movement there, then he can just fire on you later. But that's kind of what you need to do in terms of abusing those modifiers. Another thing you could obviously do is do what I did, and you could just plummet your way into that building in case you want to get a shot. You can go here in case you thought a shot was here, or you could plummet here in case you have a shot over here or here. So what would the benefit of you being in here give you?
TEM.
TEM. Now the TEM applies on the to hit. So you'd be moving +2 for TEM. You'd be expending 8 movement points in that location. So that wouldn't come into play. But essentially the same +4 would apply. And then you could like stop, or well, you could technically do like Mark says, you can go you can leave yourself 9 movement points from that hex. So if you're here, you can go 7, right? Just say you're using 7 to go in there, and then 8 to go into there, and then 1 to stop for future firing opportunities. You don't have a lot, but you do have some, if that, whatever plan you want to choose. But those are the movement options that we're kind of looking at, and perhaps any other option that we may have missed. So just for this guy in particular, simply because he has the option of jumping out of LOS and then re-entering LOS and doing funky stuff, either jumping into good terrain or hiding or running back around the woods. Whatever he decides to do is your choice. So, all right. So with that, go ahead and perform your action. I just want to make sure that you understood those different actions with that particular vehicle.
Okay, thank you. I think I'm going to do the barn crash action. So that would be 7.
Yep. Okay. Technically, take off your motion counter. Yep. You're the vehicle, and you are the moving vehicle, so you're never in motion. Yep.
Got it. Okay. So he just went into the building.
All right. So yeah, now.
So this is when I need to do the bog check.
Right. So what are your modifiers for the bog check?
+3 for entering a wooden building at half MP. That's what I've done. And I am a vehicle with normal ground pressure, so that'd be 1. So that's adding 4.
Correct.
So 8 or less, I'm still good.
Well, 8 will bog you. A 7 or less, you'll be good.
Yeah, because if your dice roll plus your DRM is greater than or equal to 12.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What we just rolled?
Just other. The top tip.
Okay.
So you're bogged as well, which is fine.
Okay.
Not a big deal. We're going to be stopped anyway. You're not going to be moving right there anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, good deal.
Okay, so now let's see. All right, but you are still now for me firing on you, for example, the German firing on you, you are still, I believe, technically considered a moving vehicle.
Yes.
Right.
He has entered another hex.
Until after your advancing fire phase, in which
Right.
case you are then considered a stop vehicle at that point. All right, so obviously the only I have no line of sight to him at the moment. So the eastern flank, I guess, has no line of sight. How about you, Steve?
So if I were to take that shot from V9,
Okay. Yep.
it would get he would have the moving target, but he spent a lot of.
He didn't expect a lot of movement. So it would just
Yeah,
be yeah, it'd just be +2 for you. Yep.
Plus the +2 for the building.
Yep. So it'd be a 4, and you're probably what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're 6 and 12. So your base is a 9. So you need probably a 5 to hit him. Right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to take that shot or if I want to try for one of these other motion vehicles if he's going to come any further down that road and get maybe a little bit better shot.
Well, that certainly is likely. I mean, he's got to expend, 1 MP, at a minimum, even if it's just to stop. Okay, and at which point then, you just have to take the motion penalties. You obviously won't take the TEM, and he's been in your line of sight all along. So you said, so it would just be the +2 for motion. So you'll almost certainly, for him, you'll probably need a 7 to hit.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards waiting for that shot, I think.
All right, so no fire. John, since you're in pretty decent terrain, well, you obviously could bounding fire now. You won't gain acquisition, or since they're probably not going to fire you now, whether they're not going to take the shot now, so you might as well wait for advanced fire to at least try to get acquisition on somebody.
And that's what I will do.
Yeah, since they didn't fire now, I mean, whether they fire now or later, I mean, they might get ready to fire. It might make a minor difference, but that's very minor. So, but your bog won't affect your opportunity to attack. Now, again, if you have more units in your frontal TCA right now, but when you moved in there, you could move your turret. Well, with any expenditure. So when you stopped, then you can also move your turret there in case. But if you move your turret to the bottom, you're going to restrict your fire to against one target. Whereas if you keep it where it is, you have at least 2 other targets available to you right now. So
I plan to keep the turret aligned with the VCA.
Okay, sounds good. Now your other units?
Not a whole lot of good options. Okay.
What's
Okay.
what's your plan with them? Let's figure out where you want to go with these guys.
Looking at how I have to get past these 2 tigers, I basically want to turn around and go back off the western edge of the board, but it's probably considered bad form at this point.
That's all right. So let's assume we might lose these tanks on the left hand side, right? It's possible that we're losing all 3 of these tanks. In that case, we either want to, since none of those guys are destroyed yet, we might want to try and destroy some guys. And how do we do that? Is we force one guy to make a decision. So this guy has got acquisition on somebody, I think, down here. So this guy's in hot water. So if we can use these tanks, what we can do theoretically is we could have you can move these tanks just up just a little, so like this guy can't see him from there. This guy might be able to see him, and that's right down his line of sight. And this guy could probably see him as well. So like essentially if you line up shots and the big tiger up in the upper right has got the same sort of approach as well. So that's going to be pretty rough there. But if the point is to try and destroy a tank, then we want to get as many shots on it as possible. It looks pretty rough on the bottom because he's going to outgun us in a 1-to-1 battle since he's going to fire first and prep fire. So so that's pretty rough. The tiger up here is kind of a pain in the butt. If he wasn't up there, then I'd say you might just squeeze up in here and have just both of you parked there, so you could fire back at this unit next turn or the advanced fire phase or what have you. or do the same thing against this guy. But this Tiger is kind of making a tough decision for us. He's just going to have to miss his shots. And again, the same thing. I could bring these other two tanks up at the upper left behind you and do the same sort of thing. Kind of park behind the building and isolate one tank and just pop one tank at a time. But a lot of open ground, that kind of makes it difficult for the tank battle. And I'm not the best tank commander anyway, so. But that's kind of what we're looking at. If you want to preserve him, by all means, we could charge this SOB upper right, upper top. This guy's pretty much isolated. So I've already got 2 tanks in his LOS right now, and he automatically has acquisition on me. So if you could swing up on the left, on the top hand side, we can get 4 tanks looking at that guy at the end of this turn, and he's going to have to make a decision. He might get 1 or 2 of us, but most likely we'll pop him. And then the Tiger's by himself against 6 tanks. Well, 5.5. This guy's bogged. So that's another decision he'd have to make. And then if we pop that guy, then the Tiger will have to start. Hopefully roll his 11 or 12 and get screwed. Because the Tiger can't cover that top of the building. He can't cover anything north of that location. So the choice is yours. If you want to go bonsai into those guys, that's fine. If you want to try and rush and try and at least pop 1 unit before we all die, then I'm good with that. Whatever choice you want to make is I'm good to go. I'm good to go. But that's my plan for these guys. I'm going to move these guys up, hopefully get within 12 hex range, so we can get a little bit more kills. So we use our PCR since we're moving anyway, and then just hopefully get some good shots on him. Hell, I might go to 6. I don't know. I might just jam him forward. But move away. Do you want me to move my guys first? I can move my guys first if you want to make a decision.
No, I like the idea about going after the northernmost Panzer IV. So basically, I'm gonna do a button hook and start coming up that way.
Okay.
So, what side of the? Well, I'm gonna be on the north side of the woods because I want to be outside of the.
Yeah. Bottom side of the map is kind of ugly. Kind of ugly.
Yeah. Okay. So. Starting this tank, he was in motion.
Right.
In motion.
So I am going to
Stop.
So, yeah, I was just getting ready to ask this question. So he changed vehicle
covered
covered
arc.
for 1
Correct.
movement point.
Correct.
Yep. So
He'll probably still be in my line of sight for the vehicle down in V9.
that is correct. He is also in almost certainly. God, he better be. He's in line of sight of the Tiger. Now, as I would probably prefer the Tiger to fire here, because the Tiger's not going to be able to fire on this guy.
Which Tiger? The Tiger on the hill?
Tiger on the hill. Yeah, the
Your
Tiger
Okay.
hits him, but can't hit him. Okay.
Okay.
So at least he's better. God, I'm hoping my line of sight judgment is better than it was last turn. So yeah. So as I said, the Tiger can hit this guy, and so I'm thinking that the Tiger should fire at him, and then if you want to fire at this guy, that I would think would
That makes sense.
And
Let me ask this question too, so if just say another target doesn't present itself to this guy down here in V9.
Yep.
If he shoots at the bogged vehicle in 04 in the defensive fire phase, all the same modifiers essentially would apply.
Correct.
Okay.
yeah, correct. Yeah, because he's actually a bogged vehicle is still considered moving.
He entered another
For the
hex,
clear
considered
turn,
moving.
right.
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure that is in fact the case. Right. Yeah.
He's
So
just
basically,
he's a stopped vehicle at this point. He is a stopped vehicle, which eliminates penalties from us, but he entered another hex, so therefore he's a moving vehicle.
he's a moving target. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So
All right,
Yeah.
so far away.
if another target presents itself, then you can still you can still fire at him in the defensive fire phase.
Gotcha. Right.
You don't-
Okay.
And then you can fire at him. But I am, for the moment, probably thinking that now that still is, as I said, that still technically is his front armor, but I've still got an 11. Hold on a second.
With your tiger?
Yeah, tiger. I'm just trying to think.
Now,
Technically,
if your tiger hits, he's going to shred. He's a tiger. That's what they're. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm just trying to see. Technically, I've also got. This is what, 43, right? This is 1943, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically, I do have composite rigid or discarding sabot or whatever.
Yeah,
1,
APCR.
2,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's at 13 hexes. Not that much of a spread difference, but actually that's still your front armor. So even an 88L, it's not a guaranteed kill on on either one of them.
That's true.
So, so I'm going to go ahead. But it is a slightly better shot. So I'm going to go ahead, considering I'm not facing Joseph Stalin 2s or anything like that around right now. I think I will. You're the best armor, so I will fire APCR at you.
Okay, from the tiger.
Yeah, for the tiger.
APCR. Okay.
15 hexes.
Oh, good. I got the line of sight. I did judge that correctly. 15 hexes. Yep. So yeah. Oh, actually, that's the point. Yeah, that's the -1 now. -1 comes into effect.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. So I get a better chance of killing, slightly better chance of killing you if I hit you, but a slightly worse chance of hitting you. Well, I called it. So
right.
I thought it was 13. Yeah, even 13 wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
All right. I guess I'm not listening. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and all right. So +2 because you're a moving vehicle. +1 because of the APCR at 13 hexes.
Right.
And it is 15 and 88 German, 88L. I need a 9, so I'm going to need a 6 to hit you.
How many movement points have been expended in your line of sight?
I've been in your line of sight since the beginning of the turn.
Right.
So it's considered. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to leave his line of sight or be entering his line of sight. Since you started the turn in his line of sight, that rule doesn't apply.
Yeah.
And that's why the discussion of bouncing this unit out of line of sight to re-enter resets that. So if you started from here, I think that's a line of sight to the tiger. I'm not sure. But if you started going up this road, then he can just fire on you with good modifiers like he has now. But if you bounce out and then re-enter, you'll get those bonuses. And sometimes that makes all the difference.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, it's a good question. Good point.
So base 9 + 3. All right, 6. I got a whole hit on you.
You're out of APCR. That'll be a non-shot.
Yeah. So all right. So I will mark myself as. Oh, that's right. Actually, you're right. I am out right now. So I did not have APCR. So I have to roll again.
Do you see that, gentlemen? He rolled a 6. That's normally what he needs to hit. But since his APCR depletion number is 5, he's considered out of ammunition and not have fired. If he rolled a 5, it would have hit and would have been his last shot. So now he has no APCR, but now he's considered not to have fired, and he essentially fires AP right now.
Yeah, which I'm going to do.
Right.
All right, well, let me just label myself as.
Actually, it's easier to hit now because it's not APCR.
Right. Yeah. So now it's a 9 + 2.
Yep.
All right.
Same roll.
So I hit. My base is at 15 hexes.
It's only 20.
L is 20, so 20 minus 11, I need a 9 kill. All right, I got a kill.
Okay, boom. So we just wreck him. Good try. He had at least he had to take 2 shots to take that. Wow, that's good. That's all right. All right, John, second vehicle.
I did so well with the first one.
That's all right. You got him sweating. He was sweating.
Okay. 1.
I think he's out of my line of sight there. I think 04 blocks that.
There may be a point. Yeah, I guess that technically doesn't count as moving through the woods.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
He's
All
just
right,
leaving
so,
it.
Yeah. So he's probably out of. Let me see. Yeah, you're in what, B9?
Oh,
Yeah,
down
V9,
south.
bottom right.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
That's a real tight LOS. I mean, you might have it, but remember, I am pretty close to the world force judge of this thing. So so you'll have to decide, Steve, whether you think you've got the shot. It's close. You can decide to wait and try and just go for a cleaner shot on a target you've got, or you can play it now.
Now I'm gonna wait. I think it's gonna clip the building in 04.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So changing CA
All right.
2,
Sounds good.
3, 4.
Now, here's a situation right here. Is if you think you're entering his LOS, and if that's the last location you want to be at, when you enter W1 is where you want to expend more movement points to enter that hex. And so therefore, when you enter, let's say you want to end your movement location in that location. You want to end your movement in W2. Since you're at 4 now, you essentially would have to burn the rest of your movement points in his line of sight. If you expend your movement points in W1, saying you moved 1, turned covered arc, and let's say you expended, so it'd be 2.
13, yeah, I'd expend
So,
like 13.
like 13 or whatever to have 2 left over. Then you'd go 1 and then stop. So therefore, you'd only be 2 movement points in his LOS if you wanted to stop at that location. So do you see that? Do you see that concept? What's going on there?
I do.
So I think the hill blocks it right there, but V2 might be tight. I don't know. Actually, I think you got a couple hexes.
The woods are going to protect me there.
No,
so.
I'm thinking the hill. The hill's his big obstacle that he's looking at right now. I think you're clean. I think U3s you're actually clean at. I don't think he's got line of sight until we actually get into the middle of that board. To be honest with you, for your tank. So take your best guess on that. Again, you can use whatever method you want, but just to reiterate about the expending of movement points of your vehicles, people, you can burn them beforehand, and then you can at that point only have what you just want to end up in that hex. And that's the technical usage of expending your movement points.
Okay.
So, but anyway, that's just where before you want to move any more and say, okay, I just want to do 12 and stop or something like that, or that you have to take that into consideration. So go ahead, John. I just wanted to again stop you there just for a second.
Okay.
This is the dilemma. I mean, it's like, right now though, I think for the Panzer IV up there, since he's got the acquisition on this guy back here,
Yeah,
I'm probably thinking, that would be too close for me to take the chance on right there. I mean, that's like,
yeah. John, I honestly think if you hug the woods, you can
I'm thinking about possibly getting.
you could burn the whole way up
I think
there.
I could get to about here.
Oh, you could definitely get there. You won't be able to see him. We want to be able to get our shots on him later on because he's going to take a shot on me. But it's all wherever you want to go. Again, because that tiger could just roll up on you and blast you because you're not going to do anything against the tiger.
Yeah.
So, up to you on that one. But I think the woods is completely clear. I actually think R4 is probably clear as well. But you could dip down to R3. But once you reach the P305 range, you're looking at units on the bottom that could turn and shoot. Those guys might have some quirky LOSs, especially the guy in Y2. He'll have an LOS to probably one of those hexes in that central area there. So
yeah, okay.
But that, again, you could set up for this guy. You could park up here somewhere. If you take an LOS, at least you're out of his covered arc.
Yeah.
And that'll be, movement points. As long as you expend everything but here, and then you go 1 and then stop, you'll have LOS to this guy, and that's going to be only 2 movement points in his LOS. like in P4. I know Mark doesn't have LOS to you in P4, but you have LOS to this guy in Y2. And he's going to have to change his covered arc. And you could pick on this guy if you wanted to.
Okay.
But your choice, again, the choice is yours. The tiger
Let me-
is just a bad thing. So
Yeah, okay. I'm 4 to right here. So changing covered arc again. 5, 6, 7.
Stop there. Hold on. Stop at 7.
Stop at 7. Okay.
All right. So the question is again, we'd have to do this kind of like, where in fact do I actually gain line of sight? So.
now he can do something cheesy here, people.
Oh yeah, I mean there are things that I could do. Yeah.
There's some cheesy things you can do in this situation.
All right. Well, so for example, I could fire my bow machine gun. And that would, while it would have no effect on him, it would certainly let me know whether I've got line of sight.
Sure. Take a shot.
That's one thing that I'm thinking of. I don't know if you're thinking of anything else, Stu.
That's a primary. The machine gun's the primary one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, especially since you are, you're buttoned up, and I'm not thinking you're going to go see me in the near future. I can certainly fire the bow at you, and I don't lose my acquisition on the guy in the back. And that would certainly at least let me know that I've got the line of sight at the moment. But then would be, do I want to take the shot then? If I take the shot then we have to kind of backtrack your trail and go, all right, when did I in fact gain line of sight? And if you're literally just coming into my line of sight there, you have 4.
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I think that's a 12. So that does kind of slip me, well, I'm still a 9 to hit, that's not really going to change for the German. I think the German pretty much got 9s at this range,
Yeah.
For the rest of the game, so that's, 5 or 6. I'm going to let you, but as I said, I can't tell whether that hill is just really inconvenient right there.
That's a big hill.
Yeah.
Huge,
It's an
huge
right
hill.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to let you keep going.
Okay.
So,
Totally forgot what my count was, but I think it was 7 to right there.
7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're 7 there.
Okay. I'm just going to remove any doubt. I'm going to do one more CA change. So 8, 9.
All right. Well, now, all right. So it's 8.
And as the Germans would say, you're Übergefügt. So
Yeah. Bloody hell! Wow, that's a good question. I want to fire on him right there.
with what?
Panzer 4.
Fire with the Panzer IV. I mean, at this point, you've certainly. I mean, the question would be is whether you've been in. Again, for me, it's the question of have you been in my line of sight? How long have you been in my line of sight?
Right.
Right now, you are in my line of sight. I mean, I know even I can tell that. But whether I was in your line of sight in U3 or not, that's going to be the question. And I'm going to let you keep going.
I'm going to give you another opportunity here. I'm going to change my CA again. I think that's 9.
Yep.
All right. So now you expended 2. My so that's now down to +8. All right. I'm going to let you keep going.
Okay.
You're at 9?
9,
You're at 9 now. Yep.
7.
No, that's 10.
Yeah, it'd be 10.
I'm expending 7 movement
Oh,
points to
okay.
go to that hex.
So 16.
No. Wait a minute. You're doing it. You're doing a covered arc change, right?
No, he's going to move
No.
straight.
Moving straight.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. You moved. All right. You moved from U4 to there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. You were in U4. Now you're in T4. Okay. All right. So now you've definitely expended the movement factors in my line of sight. So you're now up to what? You're up to 16 right there.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be technically +2, +1, 2, 3, 4 armor. I've only got A5 in 1942, so don't worry about that. All right, I'm going to take the shot.
All right.
Okay, walk me through the math so I know what's coming at me. So.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So you've expended more than 3 points in that net.
Got it. So it's
Technically,
moving vehicle, so that's a +1.
Yep. Where are you? You're in.
Right. +2.
Well, no, just go down the fire base to hit on your charts first. Just go on the fire base, just right there.
All right. So we'll go. So all right. So we know my range is 11. We got the line of sight. Okay. So
What are you firing? AP or APCR?
the Panzer IVs only have AP.
Okay.
So I'm firing AP at you. All right.
You're not buttoned up.
Hexes at 11 hexes. I need a 9.
Right.
So I'm not firing against the fire phase. I'm not pinned. I'm not qualified. Captured CX leaderships. None of those.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
None of those apply. No covered arc change. No intensive fire. Not firing within the hex, and I'm not using APCR. So the 11 are done. 12 is for light anti-tank weapons, so forget that. The vehicle only, so this would be starts of things I don't want to worry about. I'm not buttoned up. I am not mounting fire.
None of them are applicable. Yeah, got it.
And I'm not under motion. I'm not in motion. So none of those cases apply. So the TEM, nope, you're in open ground. There's no hindrances. You're FFMAM or FFMO because you're not infantry.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're not fired. You're not using hazardous movement. You are a normal size vehicle.
True.
Okay. 22 is gone. Not firing area fire at you. So case 24 versus motion vehicle that has expended 3 or more movement points in my line of sight +2.
Okay.
And then 25 is a 1 hex range versus a stop vehicle. So and you're
okay.
So
got a +2.
Yeah,
Plus
just
two.
a +2. Pretty simple.
Yep, 9 + 2. So that's a fairly simple shot. So I roll into to hit. Boom. I retained rate.
Oh, that's gonna kill us.
And so I got rate on the gun.
Where does it hit us?
Turret.
I hit turret. So that is weak for you. So that is an 8.
8 armor factor. Yeah.
Factor for 75L at 11 hexes. The base is a 17 minus 8, so I need a 9 to kill you. All right, my basic to kill number is a 9.
Right.
Okay, boom.
And that'll get us
Wow.
I guess another kill. And he still has rate. So his acquisition moves here.
Yep.
Which I got to be honest with you, gentlemen. I would not link the acquisition markers to the vehicles.
Okay.
Simply because, like as you see I don't know if you click on your vehicle, click on the Panzer IV.
I have it linked.
It essentially gives you a line of sight. So if we were going to move into 05,
Got it. Okay.
it kind of gives him an already established line of sight that he could just alter. Like if we go to move an M6 and he had a question about it, that's obviously clear.
Yep.
So that's what I would suggest. It can kind of give you a free pseudo line of sight. Obviously that was a straight clear shot. But like if that was a T3 shot and his acquisition was back here, I mean, look at his T3. I mean, that's probably going to be blocked. U3 is obviously going to be blocked from that shot, but he was questioning U3. So that's something that you might want to. It is useful, but that's why you have the label on the acquisition markers and you label your tanks.
Yep.
So that's just something that I don't use. But but it can be used against you, in both facets, for that matter.
Yeah.
Both facets.
You give your opponents like, all right, they can now scout positions and go, okay.
And they know where they can move because they know that your line is going to be blocked when they didn't have that information before. So,
I mean, not exact because you're not technically drawing from center to center. So I mean, but you can at least start to judge things a little bit.
A lot more. So just FYI, however you want to play it, it's up to you guys. That's your game. You can play your game the way you want to, but I don't use them. I just use the acquisition markers. So, but if you got even if you got a whole crap load of stuff, the game is so busy anyway. Does it really reduce it that much? Because now you have to draw a line. You have to remember who's what. And you're clicking lines of sight. So when you're clicking around your tanks to find out who they're acquired to, you're doing the same thing as looking for the acquisition markers. I mean, it's slightly faster, but that's just my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. All right. So you killed him. We're down to my last 2 tanks that you got there. So all right. We're going to move the first tank, 17. We're going to go down to Y2 for 1.
All right, hold on a moment. All right, I'm sure you've been in my line of sight. That's not the issue. The question for me was the, was the orchard, but that is certainly not the case right now. All right, I'm gonna take a shot at you.
All right.
Panzer IV is gonna take a shot at you.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go ahead. We'll do the line of sight.
Oh, barely misses it.
Yep. No,
Right.
got it.
Range of 16 plus 2 to hit.
Yeah, range 16 plus 2 to hit, so I need a 7.
Another 7.
All right,
Wow.
got a hit on your hull. So that's an 11 at 16 hexes. My base to kill is a 17, so 17 minus 11, I need a 6 to kill.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm marked with first fire because I did
Right.
great. What's it? All right,
Okay.
so
That equals the value, and that was unfortunately a hull hit, so that will immobilize me.
it equals, yes, you are.
So for all intents and purposes, this guy's out of the game.
Well, he can shoot.
Where are
The immobilized are under motion, I think.
Oh yeah, it's white. I'm
Under
used
the
to black.
Motions, yeah, you got it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so he's marked as first fire.
Right. And you have acquisition on him now.
Yes,
Oops.
now I've actually.
Not there. I don't know where it was. I think it was S5.
I think he was in T4.
Was he in T4? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So there's that guy. So we're going to take the other vehicle. We're going to go 1.
Let's see. Do I want to intensify the vehicle?
Hang on just for a second. What did first fire against the? Why didn't he go first fire when he shot my T-34?
Because I got rate.
He got rate of fire on you.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolled a 1. That's where he got the turd hit and the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I rolled a 1 on the colored die, so I got rate just like a machine gun.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So I can, in theory, attempt to shift and take I could try to take an intensive fire shot.
Correct. It's gonna be +5.
Yeah, it would be
At least +5.
My line of sight, so yeah, probably would be +5 probably for the orchard at that point.
Right. So you see that, gentlemen? I'm gonna be moving. That'll give us +2. Intensive fire will be +2 on top of that, and the orchard most likely will interfere with that as well. At least one of them.
Yeah,
Got it.
at least one of them will do it. So it'd be +5. So I need a 9. I need a 4. But I'm thinking, I'm thinking I'm probably somewhat ahead of the game at the moment. So I don't think I want to try to break the gun at this point. So I will let you go.
All right. 2, 3,
3. Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Okay.
9,
Okay.
This is gonna be tight. We're going to go 5 movement points for 14.
Okay, 14 to there.
Actually, we'll go. Yeah, let's see how many. 14. Hold on a sec. I need to be. We'll go 13 there.
13 to there.
Yeah. So it'll be 4. I think 4 movement points. 13.
Okay. I don't think I know. I don't think none of my tanks have line of sight. I don't think any of his tanks have line of sight either. So, all right. Go ahead. Yep. 13.
14.
All right. Now you're beginning to slip in. Go ahead.
15.
All right. Now you're definitely there, and you're.
And we'll change our turret.
Change your turret to there. 15. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Stop for 16.
All right.
And that's it.
Yep. Okay.
Defensive fire.
All right.
Damn. You needed those shots in the first part of the turn. That would have been really nice.
Yeah.
Really
right.
nice.
You want to take your shots first?
Well, I was thinking if you took that Y2 shot first, that might change my mind about my Tiger's target.
So what are you looking at right now?
All right, so you've got acquisition. Your tank on Y2 has acquisition on his vehicle down in G8.
Yeah, I've got an acquisition and you've got an acquisition. So
right.
The question is right. Okay, so
if you take that shot, that might change my mind about what I'm going to use what I'm going to shoot the Tiger at.
Oh yeah, all right. So that's the Tiger. Okay, well, considering he has got the shot, I guess.
If you want it, if not, I'll take it.
I think I would. Well, I mean, we're both going to need 9s to hit.
Sorry about
probably both need 9s to hit. So I suppose. I've been okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of a good question. I'm not really sure which guy should take the shot.
It's so easy to hit these tanks. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only thinking that if the Tiger, if I miss, you can obviously fire. The Tiger can shoot here. Okay, I mean, he's stopped. I mean, technically you lose acquisition. You do lose the -1, but I know I can't hit this guy, and I can't hit this guy. I can hit him, but he's moving. So I think this is probably the easiest target for me to hit right now, whereas you have you at least have one other target that might be fairly easy to hit.
Yeah, and I'd like to shoot at G6 as much as possible since he's got a -2 acquisition.
On you? Yep.
On
all right.
V9, so.
Okay, so all right, so why not? All right, so I'm gonna take. So you want me to take the shot first?
Yeah, if you can.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead. I'll take the shot. All right, so I need a. All right, so I'm gonna shoot first. The Panzer IV is gonna shoot here. The +1 the -1 acquisition is canceled by the +1 for the orchard. So I need a 9 to hit.
God.
All right, I got a hit. Whole hit. So that's
17.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, and it's 11, 17. So I need a 6 to kill. Yep. All right, so 6 to kill. All right, got 5. Boom.
Wow.
So that's a possible shock.
No, I got one more than the.
Yeah, five's an outright wreck.
Yeah. Yeah, I needed a 17 to kill -11, so I needed a 6 was my kill number. So I rolled less than the kill number, so you're just eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all right, so the acquisition's there. Okay, so I am marked as all right. So I could, in theory, intensive fire, but I'm thinking I'm tempting fate. So I'm just going to mark myself as final fire and pass it over to you, Steve.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So we'll take the shot from the Mark IV that's in BB6 first, that has acquisition on the tank in G6. And I think we checked this before. I think it's a range of 21.
Yeah, it'll be an 8, a 9. God,
Oh,
just so easy to hit tanks. It's not even funny.
Yeah, just misses the Tiger tank's hex too. Just barely misses it. So.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't even check that. So,
Wow.
so that's a base hit of 8 with a -1 acquisition.
Yeah.
So that's a whole hit with a.
It's another 6, right?
Yep, a 6 is the 2 kill number.
Hey, we survived one shot. 1 out of 4 is not bad.
All right, so we'll drop a final on him. I don't know that I'm gonna intensive fire. So then
Good
we'll
Lord.
try that same shot, but we'll use the Tiger in Y7 to G6. Is that the right hex? No, that is right there. Okay, so that's a range of 18.
Yep. So now your hit's a 9. So.
And I have no acquisition. So it's
Yep.
on that particular vehicle. So that should just be a.
That's a straight 9.
So we'll roll
9 to
hit.
hit? Wow. I hope that's not an error. Jeez.
At 18 hexes, yeah.
Oof, and I broke the gun.
Oh.
Yay! Yay!
For all the good you did, Mark, that's what I get.
Really? Hold on a sec. 9? That's because they add the L. They incorporate the L into the gun. Oh, that's good Lord. That's why it looks so weird.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why your numbers. Yeah. If you're used
That's why I hate the SK charts, because they just add everything in for you, which is, I got to be honest with you, I don't think it should do that, simply because you have other modifiers, and I just think but hey, that's all right. Wow.
Yeah. I decided not to explain to anybody the differences between the L's and the double L's. And I understand why they did it,
But all it is one more modifier. That's all it is.
Yeah, I know.
And it's easy to adjust.
Yeah, I can see why they wanted, but I can still see why they wanted to take it out. So
I mean, the one I think they should have taken out was the APCR +1 to hit. I think that's pretty erroneous.
Yeah.
The same sort of thing. But yeah, it's cool. Whatever.
Okay. So where do I find the marker to mark my main armament mount?
MA mouth along the top row. It's
yeah, I got it there.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
You can use this one if you want. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wrong one.
Yeah.
It's Tiger. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll put that there too.
Well, that makes it. Wow.
That's good. That changes things.
A little bit.
Not by much. You got prep fired. You need like 13s to hit us. So it doesn't change too much. But yeah, it does. Well, yeah. Just one. That's one less tank we have to worry about shooting back at us.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah.
Just for now.
Yeah. For the moment, yeah. You can always try to repair it. But okay. So all right, you got one more tank there, Steve. Redemption.
Yeah, I need something here. So I'm trying to decide. So if I take the tank in V9, I can probably see if I changed his turret covered arc to take another shot at G6. That would give me a better shot than shooting at that guy in the building, right?
Yeah, it would just be +1. It would just be +1 for the turret change. So you probably would need an 8 to hit because it's probably less than 18 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's definitely less than 18 hexes. Yeah, so you change the covered arc to be 8 to hit. You wanted to fire at the tank in the building. You probably would need probably
plus
5. Yeah, because you have that that's moving and +2 for the 10.
So we're gonna take the turret covered arc, I guess, 1 hex spine, and take a shot at G6.
Okay.
Let's see here. Make sure I get the range. So it's a range of 15, and it's I guess a base 9 with a +1 for the turret covered arc.
Yep, turret covered arc change. Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Got a hit.
So that's a whole hit.
Yeah.
So you'll need another. So it's another.
That's another 6 is the 2 kill number.
Yeah.
6 kill number.
Boxcars.
All right. Well, you got a 7, so that is a possible shock.
Right. All right. Roll your morale check, John. No 10s. There we go.
All right.
Looking pretty.
All right. So your acquisition. Yeah. Your acquisition moves to there, and you final fired. Just as a note for everybody, remember that in the defensive fire phase, you can only intensive fire at adjacent targets, and only if you're marked as first fired. So,
Okay.
So you only get the 1 shot. Unless you keep rate, obviously, you don't get to intensive fire, defensive fire phase unless you are marked as first fired and your target is adjacent.
Yeah, that's the balance issue. That's all it is.
All right, so I think that's it for the defensive fire phase.
Oh,
That's all I got.
good Lord. We need some super low rolls. Super low rolls. I was hoping the 6s would bounce off. All right, I am going to shoot R10 at your Tiger. Don't know if there's an LOS, so I'm going to zoom out on this bad boy. Oh my God.
Wow, what?
Amazing. That is amazing.
R9 is just clipping you.
Oh
R9?
yeah, I see the red. Yeah, I see the red right there. I can't.
Woods and R9 is just clipping you. Yep. Wow.
I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of the thing there.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's impressive. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh shit, my thing just bugged me. Almost. I know. I looked at when I looked at the shot. I was like, oh man, those woods are a little bit too deep. But yeah, that would be. Oh
Wow.
my God.
All right, Stu. I mean, yeah, that would have been an incredible line of sight if you had.
This little bullshit wedge right there. So, oh my God. Okay, that's all right. I figure that's the only shot I got, so I might as well try it. And
you took the line of sight there, Stu. You gotta roll it.
yeah, it looked kind of close. Oh, there we go. Wow. That would have missed anyway.
Now you blasted that oak tree into 1,000.
So is it clear? So it's a clear line of sight now, right? All right, very cool. All right, so what we will do then is we will fire this unit here in 04. He will fire. Oh, what the hell? He will fire on Y2. He will fire the coaxial machine gun first.
Okay, so that's what, 4 up 2?
2 up 2.
Coax? Oh, yours coax guns are 2 or 4?
Oh, they're 4, but I moved.
Oh, that's right, you moved. Yeah.
So it's 2 up 2.
2.
Oh, not to kill. 11. That's a miss. And we'll fire main armament. Would you fire to hit? That'll miss. But we have acquisition on them from there.
Okay, I'll do advanced fire
From
Damn.
J8 to BB6 with the coax machine gun. Line of sight. I see one hindrance.
Yep.
From what? I don't know.
The tank.
Okay.
The Tiger tank's a hindrance.
Okay.
It's okay. It's 1 up 3. We'll take it. We'll take everything because
Okay.
you're half for moving and half for advanced fire, so that's fine.
Okay.
You're half for advancing fire and then half for long range.
Okay. Nothing. And then main armament fire. Closer, but not enough.
Not bad. You got acquisition on though. That's all good. Yep.
All right.
And then you've got another tank in the
Tank
building.
Oh, that's right. Given the covered arc, I'm going to shoot at BB6 again.
Okay.
This time with both machine guns. Nothing.
It's all right.
Main armament.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And that's possible. I don't think it's probable, but it's possible. 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hexes.
We need an 8 or +5 from buttoned up. Or +5, +1. If you're 1 hex close, well, it doesn't matter. If you're 1 hex closer, still would have been 8. Just the button up. The button up status kind of screws us.
Okay, so you got.
Is that right? Hold on. 8 base 8. What? Wait. 8.
Yeah,
Base 8.
8 to
5.
hit.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
so it's +1 for buttoned up,
Yeah.
and then bounding fire, so it's +4, right? So it's +5. So you needed a 3.
And he doesn't get rate of fire at all in the advanced fire phase, correct?
That is correct. Yep. And yep. So it was close.
Damn good shot. Damn good shot, John.
Now there's 2 -1.
Yeah, you want to label them?
They're from different.
Yeah, what I usually do,
you've got
since the density of counters isn't that big a deal, I do something like this.
Okay.
I do something like this. This is the bottom tank. That's the top tank.
Yeah,
And-
it's
And I think
That
this
works.
tank. I think that tank has acquisition to this guy here. So we'll go.
it does. Yeah. If he's still alive.
Yeah.
You know, but
But that's
okay.
what I usually do when you don't have a lot of counter density. You don't have to worry too much about it.
All right.
Just because I like to see the pretty aspects of the tanks.
Take preps, take the depths off. So we're route. I mean, that was the last shot, right?
Yeah, last shot.
Right. So
Yeah.
route, advance, no close combat. All right. We can move the counter over to German turn 2.
Right, nice.
All right.
And we'll save for there, gentlemen. Exciting turn. Lots of new things that we learned today. We learned that Germans
I suck at tanks, but
can hit us pretty easily. So one thing, probably a takeaway in this one is, as the Russians, you probably either want to blanket an area and stop all your tanks on turn 1, just so you could just try and destroy some of these Panzer IVs, or hide them all. So, but this is just an exercise in pushing counters on the map, and we're just going to continue.
Figuring out hits.
Figure out things, the line of sights, the way movement points are expended. This is the reason why we're doing this. We're not necessarily doing this to win or lose. That's probably the primary reason why I drove through the woods over there on the side. Well, other than that's another decent move, simply because I'm not going to get shot at him first. But it kind of puts me out of the battle for a little bit. But those are the choices that you make. Fun game so far. We lost 4 tanks. They actually got pretty lucky on to kill shots on their 6s. I mean, the big boy missed us, so they had to roll less than 6 on other tanks. So we got a little unlucky. Maybe next turn we'll get lucky. We'll see what happens, gentlemen. All right.
All right then.
Sounds good.
have a good one.
Thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys next week. Again, great questions early, and I'm going to do some follow up on that on the first fire question and things like that. So big questions this week.
Yep.
All right, thank you,
All right,
gentlemen.
Yep.
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Have a great week.
Out here.
Take care, you too.
Thanks for watching this episode it is again a replay, a learning replay of the armor in the system. We made some errors here. My interpretations were wrong a couple places, but that's why we have Mark and the other resources that we have here, John and the other guys. So I think we're having fun. We're learning lots. Follow the charts along with the shots, so you can make sure that you're not missing any modifiers, or in case we're missing modifiers or techniques and things like that. But thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll get lucky like we did at the end of this turn with that German tank rolling a 12. You never know what's going to happen in this game. And with that German tank rolling a 12, at least we don't have to worry about taking it out. That's essentially one last tank we have to worry about. Would we like to kill it? Sure. But now we can prioritize the easier tanks to kill. See you next time on Tactical Tuesday.